Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 21st of May. 5 days to the 10 days break that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka announced that he was taking the day he unveiled his running mate alongside Raila-Odinga. And when he gave that break, it was amidst negotiation from Azimio la Umoja team that were asking him to support Raila Karua ticket. So far, I analyzed in this channel that Kalonzo was going to take the chief minister post. Since then, he moved to his Yatta farm, and Gideon Moi, who is the special messenger of President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila-Odinga, has also been camping in Yatta farm with a host of other emissaries from Raila-Odinga team and State House to implore on Kalonzo Musyoka to step down in favor of Raila-Odinga's candidature. Yesterday, we also witnessed a host of clergy from the larger Ukambani region calling on him not to run for the presidency but put the interest of the community at heart. The same call also came from a group of professionals from the larger Ukambani region. As that was happening, IEBC has pronounced themselves on the matter, saying that they are going to clear Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka because the custodian of the power, the custodian of the coalition agreement and the political parties agreements is the registrar of political parties. But we are also told that registrar of political parties had communicated to IEBC that Kalonzo Musyoka had not broken his ties with the Azimio la Umoja, and so he cannot be cleared to vie under the Wiper Party, while Wiper Party is still a constituent member of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition. But according to the Political Parties Act is that they could only be in a position to field one presidential candidate. A coalition cannot field more than one presidential candidate. So far, that is what has been happening in the political space as negotiations are going on in the boardroom. But Kalonzo has made one demand that, in all fairness, I think that Azimio la Umoja team need to be fair to Kalonzo Musyoka on this aspect. The position of chief minister, Kalonzo and his team are demanding that it is put in the power sharing deal, just like the rest of the team, just like the rest of the other aspects were put there, so that it is legally binding and he will be given that stake. Now, on that, I think I agree with Kalonzo that if Azimio la Umoja and Raila-Odinga team are honest about integrating Kalonzo in their team, then I don't understand what is stopping them from putting that aspect in the power sharing document, if they mean well for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And in the fullness of time, we understand that Kalonzo is going to change and is going to go back to Azimio la Umoja. So what is happening to the level, according to sources, that there are 4 issues that has emerged on Kalonzo Musyoka's reintegration process to Azimio la Umoja. This is a very contagious issue because if you look at the conduct of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, even though it is understood it was his bargaining strategy, he has really been playing a ripple politics, where he's been seen to be perhaps rebelling with the rest of the team. He fallen out with Raila-Odinga on the running mate issue. Raila-Odinga picked Martha Karua. Martha Karua was under Kalonzo Musyoka during the One Kenya Alliance, when One Kenya was still One Kenya. So how he will come back is very critical, because he would not want to come back just like any other leader, but he would also want to be in the same, in terms of the pecking order, he would actually be in it. So Gideon Moi has been sitting with Kalonzo Musyoka for the last 3 days, and what is emerging is on how he's going to rejoin Azimio la Umoja. It is not just about going to announce, call a press conference and saying that I have stepped down, I am not going to vie, but it's more of also coming over to see how and what is the critical role. This is a question that everyone in a coalition will always ask. What is my role during the campaigns? Because your role during the campaigns will actually qualify or rather quantify your role when the government is formed. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also give us your feedback on how best do you think Kalonzo Musyoka should join Azimio, or what role do you think he should be given, even though here we are going to look at some of the suggestions that his team are really demanding on the Azimio la Umoja Presidential Secretariat. The first aspect that is coming out in Kalonzo's demanding is access to campaign resources. The issue of access to campaign resources is emerging because if you look at that document that Kalonzo released on his agreement with Raila Odinga, they were sharing campaign resources in 2017. So it's a bit elusive because it also brings to question who is funding the campaigns or where are the campaign funding coming from. Two instances are triggering this talk. When Raila was in central Kenya 2 weeks ago, he mentioned that the aspirants that are vying through Jubilee, they are going to get support from Azimio la Umoja on condition that they will put Raila Odinga's posters or Raila Odinga's photo in their posters. So they were being told that the ones that are campaigning for Raila honestly and are committed to the cause are going to get that support. President Uhuru Kenyatta, also in a meeting with Jubilee aspirants, has also mentioned the same, that he is not mean and will be willing to bankroll some of the candidates from the Mount Kenya. Now, however, this is something, if you look at it, it has been mostly a pledge on President to the aspirants in Mount Kenya. Kalonzo is also feeling that perhaps there is a window or there is a possibility that Azimio la Umoja, the campaign financing strategy might be working on injecting some funds or rather supporting some other aspirants within the Azimio la Umoja coalition. Now, another thing that is triggering this talk is ODM secured some grant. ODM party secured some grant to support the women aspirants within the ODM party. So some women aspirants are getting just a bit of a percentage of campaign financing from the ODM party, and partly also part of it is coming from the share that political parties fund are getting. So this is a very critical aspect, and the sharing of campaign resources is very important now because Kalonzo wants to know maybe how many choppers, if two, or he has his own chopper, so if maybe there are 2 choppers that will be allocated to him, then maybe who is going to fund in terms of fueling and all that, how that is going to be coordinated. On the campaign resources, I also want to tie it with this something that is pegged on the share of political parties fund after the election. Because in the power sharing deal, why Kalonzo wanted to be on the ticket, not necessarily on even Raila winning the presidency. It might be seen an understatement, but the truth of the matter, in the conduct of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, he was never so much interested on the Raila Odinga presidency. But him being on the ticket was going to allow him to get a euphoria and win elective seats in Ukambani and the other parts of the country. Now, party strength is going to be a key ingredient when the political party's fund is being divided. So that is why he was pushing for his candidature under the Wiper Party ticket to be with Raila Odinga, because he knew that with that they're going to get the necessary euphoria and his party was literally going to benefit. So as to whether they're going to include, or rather there is going to be, what is going to be decided is very important, but then it's tied on the second demand that is putting, that they form a third campaign front. The third campaign front would be this. When Raila Odinga gave Martha Karua the nod to be the running mate, Martha Karua formed a second campaign front, and that campaign front, if you look at it, Martha Karua has been in central Kenya since day one of her campaigns. Today is her day 5, and she's accompanied majority with the Mount Kenya politicians and also the women leaders in Mount Kenya. Even the rallies, if you look at the people that are with her, apart from her bodyguard, but I know many people, you must have realized that Martha Karua bodyguard is a woman. Apart from her bodyguard, then the women leaders from Mount Kenya are coalescing around Martha Karua. So if you look at her campaigns, it's been Mount Kenya and also Sabina Chege. They are forming a campaign front. Then there is another one that has been formed now, that is being led by Raila Odinga. That is why today, the 21st of May, Martha Karua is in Kiambu and Raila Odinga is in Narok. So these are two. Raila is going to be hosted there by Ledama Olekina and perhaps some leaders, ODM, like Hassan Joho and Oparanya. Now Kalonzo wants that if he reintegrates in the campaign, then he forms a third front that most likely would be anchored on the Oka leadership. So this campaign front will include Kalonzo Musyoka, Gideon Moi, perhaps with Cyrus Jirongo, and a host of Wiper and KANU leaders. Then that region, maybe that voting block might be tasked to traverse the 3 counties of Kambani, then partly Taita Taveta, the South Rift, that is the Maasai community. Remember, Kalonzo Musyoka has a running mate that comes from the Maasai. So because the running mate is, if Kalonzo steps down, even the running mate is going to step down, then he's going to camp in the Samburu, Kajiado, Narok, and maybe those areas, then Taita Taveta, and also the coast. That is one thing that is putting on front. I think it is not wrong, and this can be granted, despite the fact that then at some point they may just have to merge. And that would be a very good campaign approach, where Raila leads another front, Martha Karua leads another front, then Kalonzo Musyoka leads another front. However, financial constraints, or rather, it's a little bit demanding in terms of finances, because sometimes when people are going in one front, it's easy for resources to be shared. If it is a flight, Kalonzo and Raila can share a flight, Martha Karua takes another one with another team, or if it's somehow easily coordinated. But I don't think it is a wrong, or rather it is a far negative demand. Now, 3 is one that is very interesting. The Wiper Party under Kalonzo has also demanded on the secretariat, the campaign secretariat, to be disbanded and rejoined by his own campaign secretariat. That means members of his team are going to be there, but there should also be a 3-tier visibility, so that if you look at the Kenya Kwanza, they have initially, before Rigathi Gachagua was announced, they had Ruto, Musalia, and Moses Wetangula. Now they have Ruto Rigathi, then Wetangula, Mudavadi. So what Kalonzo wants is Raila-Martha Kalonzo. Now that visibility, he doesn't want to play second fiddle to the ticket, where he's in the same level with the Hassan Joho, with the Oparanya, and the rest of the team. Now, one thing you might realize with him is he's playing his stakes very critical, and he's keen on the real details, so that they have the Azimio on the other side. You know, there is the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya, there is the Azimio la Umoja, then there is the One Kenya. So that in that case, even One Kenya is still envisioned there. Raila Odinga and Martha Karua is an Azimio la Umoja ticket. It's not Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. For information, Martha Karua's party got to the Azimio la Umoja through the ODM party. It was through, because the Azimio la Umoja was a 3-legged stool where there was ODM, Jubilee, and the One Kenya, or rather the Wiper party. So the parties that went through Wiper, Others went through Jubilee, others went through ODM. Now, Martha Karua's party is one of the parties that got there through ODM. And what is most likely going to happen is they are going to run on Azimio la Umoja One Kenya political party as the channel, but Kalonzo is demanding on the visibility of him as Kalonzo Musyoka in the posters and the banners, so that when they are doing perhaps the stage branding, it will be the photos of the three of them. That will be it. But again, to some extent, it is going to dilute the euphoria of Raila Karua ticket, because Raila Karua ticket has been touted as Baba na Mama. So it's one that is very catchy. Lastly, I don't know how Azimio are going to go through this. Withdraw Azimio political parties to withdraw the political aspirants in the 3 Ukambani counties. One of the person that is affected is Charity Kaluki Nginu. I have a question. Yes, in Machakos, Waita, who was a State House operative, is vying through Chama cha Uzalendo. Even if he is withdrawn, still Wiper is going to face other candidates, like Mudhama is in UDA and Maliti is in Maendeleo Chapchap. So that is there. But again, this is also a demand. However, the uphill task is in Kitui, where he has Malombe through Wiper, and Charity Ngilu has her own party. Honestly speaking, there is no way Raila Odinga can tell Charity Ngilu not to vie, and is an incumbent governor. I think by all due respect, it's not possible. But then, ladies and gentlemen, this water is on table. Give us your maybe opinion on this issue. How do you think Azimio la Umoja should go through it?